The Housing Coalition plan, Jason, 500,000 houses. Apparently, it's not modelled. Sounds a little bit vague. Do they need to put some meat on the bones, or is this it? This announcement, money for infrastructure, houses get built. Does there need to be a bit more meat on the bones on this one?
Yeah, I think as we get closer to the election, there'll be a lot more announcements made, especially around this. I don't think it's a well-kept secret that the thing that Australians are most concerned about at the moment is cost of living, closely followed by the cost of housing. So any political party going to the next election without a plan to materially reduce the cost of housing in Australia is not going to do well at the election. The fact of the matter, Tom, is that Australia should have some of the most affordable housing in the world, not the most expensive housing in the world. I think we compete with Hong Kong for that crown. It is the biggest public policy failure in Australia's history. So, I encourage all parties to get on board with doing something about this problem.
Labor says it has something similar, Patrick, but what about the other part of this? They're saying, the coalition saying, what about the skills list shortage? Bricklayers are not there, painters, roof tilers. What are there are martial arts and yoga instructors. We did this same story a few months ago. There are a lot of, frankly, strange qualifications apparently we're in such dire need of, but not those crucial ones to build houses. Does that make sense to you, that skills list shortage in terms of people coming to Australia?
It's funny you mentioned the yoga teachers, because I think your yoga-loving viewers, Tom, would be surprised to know there was actually the Liberal government under Dan Tehan, when he was Trade Minister, that actually brought in all of those special visas. That was an agreement that was made by the coalition. But what I'd note is that we do need to get skills in. I think it's interesting that we had in the budget reply, Peter Dutton was saying that he's going to axe a whole bunch of skilled migration. We've now got him saying he's going to boost it up. I'm very confused about what the actual economic modelling is behind Mr Dutton's plan. We've seen them do this trick twice now, this sneaky trick where they announce some policy. They did it with nuclear, released no details, and now they're doing this trick again when it comes to their housing policy. And the reason they're doing this trick, Tom, is because what they've announced when it comes to housing is actually a $19 billion cut. It will cut the Housing Australia Future Fund. That means cutting forever the amount of money that's being invested in homes and building homes for Australians.
All right. I think
we deserve to see the detail.
So it's a re-priority of spending, perhaps it could be called. Let me ask you this, Jason. We're nearly out of time. We keep hearing about density, and you've spoken about that as well, and it doesn't have to be an ugly word. So it's happening out of Victoria, 50 areas highlighted by the Premier. Big protests in one electorate led by Tim Wilson. So surely, I know he's your old mate, but this is quintessential NIMBYism. The people of Brighton were outraged. One person even saying, homeless people can't afford $1 million apartments. Why bother?
Well, Tom, we're being quite serious about this. Density needs to be around transport links and also closer to where employment is, and that should be no surprise to anyone on this panel, is the CBD. What the Victorian Labor government did on Saturday, on the weekend, was deliberately aimed at hurting people in Liberal electorates, while their electorates take no extra density. In New South Wales, which is where I sit at the moment, Clover Moore has never, ever been held accountable for the housing disaster that she has created. And Chris Minns, when he was rolling out his housing plan that just never seems to roll out. No, people need to hear this, Tom. Actually exempted
well, I know they do, but I've got 46 seconds
from his housing targets.
Use 20 more of them. No? Okay.
That's it.
All right. Sorry, Jason. I know you're fired up. Look, I should note as well that I thought the other plan was getting
it's just about generational inequality.
Not just the CBD.
No.
Not just having one CBD, is that the other point?
In Hawthorne, Bayside, Kooyong. Gosh, I wonder where all those suburbs are, Tom. Yeah. None of them are close to the CBD.
This is just the Liberal Party stealing from the Greens playbook, letting the perfect be the enemy of the good.
Always
finding an excuse to say no.
Another big one was Box Hill, Jason, which is meant to be another sort of, build up another area, not just have everything to the CBD, so we're not all going into the traffic in one big crazy hour of traffic. Anyway, I've banged on for enough.
Okay, so
Jason.
1 out of 20, Tom. Yeah. Was Tim complaining about Box Hill, by the way? Just wondering. No, okay.
I don't.
Who knows what Tim's actually saying?